toward Berea. So again, you folks in Berea may not have much going on right now. Be prepared. In the next few minutes, you may be advised to head to your shelters as the storm is coming across southern Garrett County at this point. So we are tracking, again, numerous cells. Large hail has been a common thread of many of these storms, but also the potential for damaging winds. We're now getting reports of softball-sized hail near the community of Bengal. I don't know if that's in Greene County. Is that Taylor County, Nancy? That may be in Taylor County. Again, softball-sized hail is being reported coming out of the community of Bengal, which may be in Taylor County. And that storm is moving east at 55 miles an hour. There have only been about a dozen or so reports of softball-sized hail ever in Kentucky. We had that huge hailstorm that came through about 10 years ago that went into Laurel County and went also through Marion County. So that, again, is an exceedingly rare event. Golf ball-sized hail near Columbia being reported as well with these storms as they continue working their way to the east. Law enforcement again reports tornado being reported by officers of law enforcement officers near West Liberty. The report we're seeing here is officers in the vehicle that were hit by a tornado. We'll have to get confirmation on that, but that's again crossing on one of our servers here. So again, that's in West Liberty where there may be some law enforcement officials involved.
Yeah, and we've got you zoomed in on the storm right here over West Liberty. You can still see that pronounced hook on the back end of the storm. Now the worst of it appears to be clearing West Liberty, but folks out in the eastern parts of the county heading in your direction. And we're going to toss it over to Nancy and Kevin for more information.
We've also gotten reports that there is extensive damage in northern Kentucky, particularly Grant County, the Dry Ridge area. Multiple reports of damage, reports of injuries, though not confirmed. Trees down, lines down, roofs ripped off. Those are some of the early reports coming in. We have Courtney Fisher there on the ground live by phone now. Courtney, what are you seeing? What have you heard from Grant County?
Yeah, Nancy, we just got off of the Crittenden exit, and traffic from all lanes, all areas, all directions at a complete standstill right now. I'm looking at a mobile unit set up by Kentucky State Police, also several what appears to be ambulances. I'm also seeing a gas station right now that appears the roof has been blown off. There's police tape around it. A fire engine just passed us. We are sitting here like everybody else, just trying to get to an area where there is a lot of damage, but the stoplights are out. It seems to be very calm right now. State police are out here working the traffic. We still don't have any information on confirmed injuries, but again, we have gotten several reports from people in Grant County that said they know a lot of homes have been damaged and injuries as well. So, of course, we'll keep you updated as soon as we get that information, Nancy.
All right, Courtney Fisher, thank you.
Courtney Fisher in Grant County. And just a little quick perspective here on how bad things were in northern Kentucky. At one point, the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Airport asked everyone in the airport to head to the basement. That's how bad the storm was up in northern and northwestern Kentucky. Let's go back to Tom Ackerman now for the latest warnings and watches. Tom?
Yeah, I got our eye on the one that's running across central Garrett County through Richmond and also towards Irvin. Ton of lightning out as you get into Estill County, and the tornado warning does continue. So folks in and around Berea, as you heard Bill talking about earlier, right along 75, that's an area where you're going to want to go ahead and get down into your shelter as the storm rolls by. Here comes our MaxTrack live sweep to give us the latest updated data. And in addition to that, the hail core just to the southeast of Lancaster there, that's a possibility as well. Some larger hail coming in. And then just down towards Berea, the potential, if it is tornadic, could be coming in your direction.
We are tracking all of these thunderstorms as they continue working their way to the east. And again, the threat is there for large hail. Again, the hail reports of golf ball, baseball, softball size hail have all been coming in. A report of trees down now in McCreary County from the storms. We are looking at these storms as they continue moving to the east. West Liberty looks to be an area that was seeing another round of storms coming through. And in fact, that storm may indeed be tornadic. And in fact, we've had reports of tornadic weather with perhaps law enforcement being involved near West Liberty. And that storm continues with that classic look. You folks in Crockett getting there in the eastern part of Morgan County. That is an area where you folks should have been in shelter 5 minutes ago. You need to be there now. Elk Fork, the storm is moving right in on you at this point. So again, we're looking in the eastern part of Morgan County, almost identical path to the storm that went through on Wednesday seems to be repeating into the same area again. Again, we continue a tornado warning also for Adair, Casey, and Russell counties. Multiple roofs have been damaged in Barron County near Glasgow from this storm, and it is working its way eastward. So again, that storm that you see going through Greene County, Adair County, and now getting toward the northern part of Russell County. That is, again, a potentially tornadic storm between Columbia and Jamestown. Russell Springs, for you folks there along Highway 127, getting toward Lake Cumberland. This is going to be a little north of Lake Cumberland. Again, Russell Springs, maybe more than Jamestown at this point. You see Joppa there in Adair County, moving just a little south of the Parkway. That, again, is a potentially tornadic storm that is on its way toward Russell Springs at this point. So, again, for you folks there, you're under a tornado warning. You need to be in your shelters now. The path of that will take it toward, you see Windsor there at the bottom, right below the banner there. Windsor is in Casey County. For you folks there, again, that's why the tornado warning is extended into southern Casey County as well. The storm itself still back in Adair County, working its way across Russell County and on its way toward the southern part of Casey County. You saw Russell Springs, 6:17 as the time of arrival, so that's in the next 5 to 6 minutes or so from that potentially tornadic thunderstorm, and one of the ones that we have been warning for you as we've gone through time. The tornado warning for Garrett, Lincoln County has been canceled, so that storm is no longer tornadic. But we do continue tracking other storms. We are now issuing tornado warnings for Estill, Jackson, Lee, Menifee, Morgan, Powell, and Wolf. Again, that's a whole slew of them. Estill, Jackson, Lee, Menifee, Morgan, Powell, and Wolf counties. This is a new tornado warning until 7 o'clock. Again, we're seeing storms capable of producing tornadoes about 8 miles west of Irvin, moving east at close to 65 miles an hour. Significant damage in downtown West Liberty. The courthouse has been damaged. People may be trapped inside. There appear to be injuries. This is just coming across on our chat with the National Weather Service. So again, we will work on confirmation of that. Hopefully the folks in the news just heard that. Again, we're looking at, potentially some damage again, and maybe significant damage in West Liberty in Morgan County.
And the threat continues as you get down to Madison County. That's where we've got the Max Track Live Doppler queued up for you to show you the round of storms. It runs all the way from now east central Garrett County, coming up on 75, still Berea. You folks very much in an area of big time threat. We'll just go ahead and pop you out and run the storms as they head east, because again, any one of these could be packing large hail and potentially tornadic. So the tornado watch, or the tornado warnings, I should say, extend out through Irvin, Ravenna. You folks getting hit pretty hard, and then as you head out towards Slade and eventually out into Campton. I'll zoom out and give you a little more perspective here, and you can see how they're running. Boy, right through Madison County, as if you haven't taken enough hits already. The storm just getting up along 75, so again, we're getting in another one of those issues where you're going to have torrential rain, the possibility of some pretty big hail. And right on the southwestern side, the southern side of the storm, the potential coming in even closer to Berea on the Max Track Live Doppler, the possibility of a tornado. Sounded very much like we had one go through West Liberty, and just pretty much any one of these storms you got to take very seriously.
Yeah, our news folks are working on confirmation of that report that we just passed along to you of significant damage in the community of West Liberty. That, again, a town that was hit last Wednesday, just 2 days ago, by an EF2 tornado. We've been tracking what appears to be just an absolute classic supercell signature, and that, again, tornado producing more than likely as that storm went through Menifee County and then into Morgan County. That storm is now beginning to work its way out of Morgan County, headed over into the far eastern parts of Kentucky, and hopefully that storm will continue working east and away, may clip the northern part of Johnson County. We are continuing with a new tornado warning for Garrett and Madison County until 6:45. This is a new tornado warning for Garrett and Madison County. This is going to be in effect until 6:45. Again, everything is indicating that the storm would be capable of producing a tornado coming out of the southern part of Garrett County. This does include Berea. So again, for you folks in Berea, we were advising you a couple of minutes ago, be prepared to go to your shelter. Now is the time. Southern part of Madison County, for you folks around Berea over toward Big Hill, you guys need to be getting into shelter now as this storm approaches. This is a new tornado warning for Garrett County and Madison County that is in effect until 6:45.
In addition, as you head out to the east, we've got Irvin getting hit pretty hard. This seems to be the hot spot at the moment as you get out towards central Estill County. If you're within Irvin or anywhere within the county at this point, obviously getting hammered with some heavier rain there. But just down towards Ravenna, any of those smaller communities, the smaller back roads that lead south of Irvin and Ravenna, that would be an area of concern. Right along where you can see that kind of purplish line cutting east, that's the extent of one of the tornado warning boxes. But anywhere from Irvin and then back to the west where we've got that new tornado warning that's been issued. Just coming across 75 right there, that darker color, an indication of the potential for hail just to the west of Kingston, southeast of Kirksville, and then down south, as we've been telling you, around Berea. That's where you need to already more than likely be within your shelter and wait for the storm to pass through.
And Tom, we're getting confirmation from the newsroom that West Liberty has indeed been hit, and the apparent is that it's been hit hard. The folks there are calling for assistance from neighboring counties. So again, it appears that the West Liberty in Morgan County has been hit by a tornado for the second time in 2 days. So for you folks there in Morgan County, the storm itself has passed, but the damage, again, appears to be extensive from everything we've been hearing now. So for you folks in Morgan County, the current threat from that tornado has passed, but you have another one lined up to your south and southwest. That storm now going through Estill County. It has a tornado warning out for it for Powell, for Wolf, for Menifee, and that does get into Morgan County as well, as this thing is moving at better than 60 miles an hour coming out of Estill County and then headed toward, say, Slade, toward Campton, toward Hazel Green, and then again maybe the more southern part of Morgan County getting back toward Ezell. We do continue with a tornado warning for Russell County. Spotters are reporting a rain-wrapped tornado. That means it's within the heavy downpour cell. That's near Russell Springs. That's what we were just showing you a second ago on the Max Track Live Doppler. Again, that's in Russell County. That storm is going across northern Russell County into the southern part of Casey County. So that is spotters are reporting a rain-wrapped tornado near Russell Springs. We are advising you folks in Russell Springs to be in shelter. You need to continue in your shelter. Southern Casey County from Dunville to Windsor. You folks need to be in shelter as well. For you folks in Salem, in northern Russell County, you need to be in shelter. The storm is going to be getting awfully close to Nancy in Pulaski County. So again, the western parts of Pulaski County. Be ready that this storm is going to be awfully close to you. It's moving north of Lake Cumberland. So you folks there from Russell Springs to Salem, along the Parkway, to Windsor in Casey County, to Nancy in Pulaski County, you folks need to be in shelter as this severe thunderstorm with a rain-wrapped tornado is coming your way. We'll cross over to Kevin and Nancy as we're updating the news of the day.
All right, Bill, thanks very much. You know, we've been processing voluminous amounts of information in our newsroom. Thanks for all of the pictures and updates you've been giving us. Right now, we've got a viewer on the phone, Tammy Kreider. And Tammy, you tell us that you actually saw this tornado in Menifee County?
Yes, we did. We were standing outside, and we could hear the roar, and we looked up, and we could see the funnel kind of going through the trees, and it went up 460 from the Denniston area on back.
And where exactly are you located?
We're in the Wellington area.
Wellington?
We're probably about 2 miles from Denniston, and you could see it coming through the trees.
And did you just see it in the air? You did not see any kind of touchdown, right?
We were unable to see the touchdown, but we could see the funnel spinning through the clouds, through the trees actually, and the trees were bending over, and the funnel, or what we could see, it looked like a funnel, was going along 460 from Denniston on down towards Morgan County, and then it circled around and came back towards us, which is Wellington.
Are you aware of any damage at this point? Have you seen anything, heard anything from your neighbors?
No, actually we haven't. We haven't had any power for a little while. We have a bunch of trees down, golf ball size hail. That's about all I could tell, but I couldn't tell any actual damage.
All right, Tammy, thanks so much. That's Tammy Kreider, who saw what could very well be one of the tornadoes out there. This one in Menifee County near Wellington, Denniston area, and 460. Right now we need to send it back over to Bill and Tom.
All right. For about 5 seconds here, we're going to show you one piece of good news, and that one piece of good news from our weather bug camera. We've got the sun trying to come out in Lexington. For Lexington and the surrounding communities, north and west, the danger has passed. Okay, that's the good news. Now let's get back to the stuff that is exceedingly serious, and that is a new tornado warning has come out. This one is for Boyle, Casey, Garrett, Lincoln, and Madison counties until 6:45. So we are looking at a new thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado coming out of the northern part of Casey County. Looks like they're north of Liberty. That one is on a path that is going to take it awfully close to Stanford. This one's on a similar path to what we were seeing from a storm about 20 minutes ago, the one that is now heading through Berea. So again, the one that's going in through the southern part of Madison County. Tom?
Yeah, and in addition to that, if you just pop out to the east here and get rid of some of these arrows and get the clutter out of the way so you can see it more clearly, it's literally a line of potentially tornadic storms. You go from the one that's in Campbellsville out towards, again, Casey County and to the south of Danville. And then you just run right up into another one. You get into Richmond, areas that have been battered already. So we'll zoom in here. We've got tornado warnings there running from around Berea. Now, we kept telling you about Berea, how you had to get in your shelter. The major threat is now pushing into southeastern parts of Madison County. There goes the live sweep, so around Big Hill. And then eventually, as you get out into southern Estill County, you've got to think about that storm coming in southern Estill County just as you've got one exiting northeastern Estill County. As you get just to the northeast of Ravenna, coming up on Slade there, so eastern Estill County, you can see how it hooks down there. Possibility of a tornadic storm there as well. I believe Bill's got some of the warnings queued up.
We do indeed, and so we are looking at these just so you can get a visual representation of where these tornado warnings are. For Morgan County until 7, Wolfe County until 7, Lee and Wolfe County there, and you see that until 7. We've got overlapping warnings here. Powell, Estill, Menifee, those are all until 7. You've got northern Jackson County, a tornado warning until 7. You also have Madison and Garrett County until 6:45, Lincoln County until 6:45, northern Casey County until 6:45, southern part of Casey County until 6:30, northern Russell County also a tornado warning that is in effect until 6:30. So these again are all of the warnings, the tornado warnings that we currently have in place for you as we have been watching these storms. And again, we don't have the towns on there, but you see Russell County, again, 6:30, that's 5:30 Central Time. And then also Casey County until 6:30. And the others, tornado warnings for Casey, Lincoln, as well as Garrett and Madison counties until 6:45. So again, those are the tornado warnings that we have in place. For you folks in the western part of Pulaski County, even though you're not under a tornado warning yet, you've got that cell coming out of Russell County. For you folks there, you guys need to be ready to go.
From what?
All right. We again are tracking numerous tornado warnings going on across the area, and we are watching these storms. Again, tornado warning has just come out for Clay, Harlan, Knox, Leslie, and Whitley. This is a new tornado warning. This is the furthest southeast we've seen. This again is Clay, Harlan, Knox, Leslie, and Whitley counties. This is going to be a new tornado warning that is in effect until 7 o'clock. We were reporting what may be a tornado near Chenoa. There you see it right there on the, and that's going to be just to the, that's at the far southern end of Kentucky. That's going to be the southern tip of Whitley County, headed toward the southern part of Leslie County, the southern part of Clay County, and then headed on into Bell County. That storm moving east at around 60 miles an hour. That storm also capable of producing golf ball size hail. We'll send it on over to Kevin and Nancy.
All right, thank you, Bill. The coverage of these storms is just amazing. No matter what direction you go in,
everywhere.
Almost, it's hitting so many people. The National Guard has been put on standby to go wherever needed. Likely one of the places they will end up is in northern Kentucky in Grant County. We have Courtney Fisher there live by phone to bring us the latest from there. Courtney.
Yeah, Nancy, we're just seeing fire trucks pull into this huge neighborhood, the Harvesters, which is just off Crittenden exit. They have traffic, state police have traffic blocked off, and school buses are ready now standing by. They say they are evacuating people in this neighborhood, and I'm standing across the field checking out the damage. Several of these homes have roofs gone. We're seeing down power lines, people just standing in the street and not really knowing yet where to go, what direction they need to be taking. As I said, we are here on just off the exit, and traffic is at a standstill. Traffic blocks just near this neighborhood. It's the Harvesters neighborhood where a lot of roofs gone to homes. We're not close enough to see the extent of the damage. Police say that they do know several people are injured. They don't have numbers. They don't know how severe these injuries are at this point. we'll have that information for you coming up. Nancy, Kevin, back to you.
Injuries and damage in Grant County. Courtney Fisher will keep us up to date. We hope that because we have some of the best weather technology available, that has helped keep most of you safe today. For more of that, let's send it back over to Bill Meck.
We're still tracking clusters of potentially tornadic thunderstorms, mostly now east, southeast, and south of Lexington. That being said, we still have numerous tornado warnings. New ones keep coming. It's now coming in a barrage where we have tornado warnings for Madison County, for Estill County, for Powell County, for Wolfe County, for Menifee County. Morgan County is included again. You see that storm that has gone through Berea. We've had reports of hail out of Berea, no report of size yet. Although, again, that storm is hugging right there on the Jackson-Madison County line. That storm's headed into the southern part of Estill County. So, again, that storm, though, you've got one moving in on Irvin, Ravenna. For you folks there, you guys need to be in shelters now. There are more storms coming out of northern Casey County, going into Boyle and Lincoln County. Here's a zoom in on the storms that are in the eastern part of Madison County. Those storms are going to be continuing progressing to the east. And as they do so, we are watching these thunderstorms, again, any moment could produce tornadoes. But the other part of these storms has been that they've been hailers. They've been producing very large hail. As we zoom back out here again, you've got I-75 here. You've got this storm straddling the Madison-Estill County line. You've got this thunderstorm that's in the eastern part of Estill County, getting ready to go into the northern part of Lee County. That's headed toward the Wolfe-Powell County line there, right there at Slade along the Mountain Parkway. That one's on a destiny that looks like takes you into the southern part of Menifee County. To the north of that, let's go ahead and take this a little further north. We've got more thunderstorms that are ongoing, and there is a tornado warning. You can see the outline box there for Rowan County, for Bath County as well. That storm is now north of Cave Run Lake and moving north of I-64. So again, from Owingsville to Moorhead out to, say, Haldeman, you folks out there all under the potential threat from this tornado. That's headed toward Carter County and Olive Hill. Again, torrential rain, large hail, all possibilities with this storm that is passing north of Cave Run Lake right through Moorhead at this point. So again, that is another one of our potentially tornadic cells. Let's go on to the southwest. And as we do, we're going to take you back past Berea, back to the storms now northern Garrett County, but now the potentially tornadic storms coming out of Casey County. These are headed up into the southern part of Boyle County, Junction City, Mitchellsburg, headed toward Danville. You've got the folks in Lincoln County, you folks out there by McKinney, Houstonville. Be ready, you've got that storm headed your way. And one other storm that was reported as being rain wrapped. Let's take this a little further to the south. This one has come across Russell Springs. We had a spotter report of a rain-wrapped tornado in Russell Springs. That storm is now crossing the very southern part of Casey County. That's moving along the Parkway, now going into Pulaski County. So for you folks in especially the western part of Pulaski County, you've got the community of Nancy right there. This storm is going to be coming right along the Parkway, maybe just a little bit to the north of it. But again, for Nancy right in there, you folks, even though you may not be seeing the actual warning at this point, although I suspect you are at this point, you guys need to be ready to go to your shelter. If this storm is producing a tornado, again, it's very close to Windsor, right in there. As you look there, right at the Casey County, the Pulaski County line. This is an area that saw storms also last Wednesday. So again, there's the track of the storms. We'll go ahead and let that run through. Go ahead and do the time of arrival on that. See Windsor now, Mittenville. You get towards, say, Kingby at 6:38. The track is north of Nancy, but again, it's awfully close. So again, for you folks there, be prepared. But that one's on a path that's going to be bringing it over the course of the next half hour to 40 minutes, very close to Science Hill. In fact, we're showing that there at 6:44 to Science Hill. The areas around Science Hill and Dabney were hit by a tornado on Wednesday. What's amazing is we're seeing communities that were hit on Wednesday being hit again today, or at least the potential for them to be hit again today, as these thunderstorms do continue progressing to the east at around 60 miles an hour for a lot of these thunderstorms. We are watching more and more of these thunderstorms continue. A report of a wind gust to 60 miles an hour from Moorhead. Tornado warning, Clay, Jackson, Knox, and Laurel, as well as McCreary, Pulaski, Rockcastle, Wayne, and Whitley. Okay, that's everybody until 7:15. So again, that's a wide tornado warning that has been issued. This one's going to be in effect until 7:15. Clay, Jackson, Knox, Laurel, McCreary, Pulaski, Rockcastle, Wayne, and Whitley. That is in effect until 7:15. That is for the storm that we are showing you getting now into the western part of Pulaski County, just a little bit north of Nancy. It's okay.
I was heading down to Middlesboro.
That's a storm that's going into Bell County.
There we go. Yeah, and obviously numerous threats anywhere across the area, but the worst of it has cleared out of northern counties and in and around Lexington. So we're pretty much focused on south central Kentucky from around Pulaski County and all the way down towards Middlesboro, where all this started earlier this afternoon if you were watching. And then again, some of the worst cells at the moment appear to be running right along that line that we were talking about earlier from South Madison County through Irvin. You folks just keep getting hit repeatedly, and it's just like a little train of these storms that continue to roll around along the same path. So just as you get one through, you've got another one to deal with. So for folks out along the parkway there, the parkway as you get out to around Campton, just to the south of Slade, around Campton and parts of Wolfe County, that storm's rolling in, and just as that one passes through, here comes the next one in the line. This one getting in now to western Estill County, so folks to the south of Irvin and Ravenna. This one coming out of South Madison County, more than likely dropping some level of hail with this from the indications of the radar there. And also, again, potentially tornadic. We've got tornado warnings in effect for numerous counties, and one of them is Estill County. So if you're just to the south of Ravenna, right where you're seeing that signature that unfortunately we're getting very used to early this meteorological spring now, you can see that we're just kind of hooks around there as the Max Track Live completes its sweep. Areas just to the south of that storm is where you want to watch out for that potential rotation.
Let's go ahead and go up to the storm that's a little bit almost due west of there. Let's go to the storm that is Garrett, Lincoln, Madison. Tornado warning is continuing for Garrett County, for Lincoln County, for Madison County. It's the storm that looks to be very close to Stanford at this point. So for you folks in Stanford, you guys need to be in the shelter now. That storm is headed for areas from Lancaster southward in Garrett County. And that's going to be eventually targeting areas of southwestern parts of Madison County. That storm is moving close to 70 miles an hour. Hail, again, likely from that storm. That storm is, again, capable of a tornado. We still have the tornado watches that continue for many of us. Those going into the evening, although for areas around Lexington, north and west of Lexington, the severe threat has passed. But for Stanford, you folks have another thunderstorm moving in on you now. That storm will be very close to Lancaster, but that one also is on a path that will take it close to Crab Orchard and Broadhead with time. To the south, let's go into that warning that has come up for most of southern Kentucky now. That is the cell that is now beginning to approach Somerset. Let's zoom in on that one close. Again, you see Science Hill there. This is going to be moving along and just north of the Parkway. So you folks in Somerset, this storm is bearing down on you now. You folks on the north side of Somerset, you guys need to be in your shelters. If you're down toward Ferguson, you're probably okay from this one. But that being said, there are more storms coming, so you need to remain vigilant. But this particular cell is coming up on US 27. That one is sitting just about, well, the hail part of it's just now encroaching on US 27, about halfway between Science Hill and Somerset. If the storm is tornadic, it's going to be in that little, we got US 27 right there, in that little area just along near Old Highway 80 or so. There you've got the Cumberland Parkway that we continue to see that storm. Madison County continues tornado warning till 6:45. We continue to see a storm capable of producing a tornado. Better than golf ball size hail is also possible from that storm in Madison County. But again, for you folks in Somerset, headed toward southern Rockcastle and Laurel County, that storm is headed your way.
Units on the scene in West Liberty. They confirm it appears a tornado has touched down in West Liberty.
Okay, we're getting confirmation from the newsroom of what we were telling you earlier. That appears West Liberty has been hit again. Kentucky State Police are there. They are confirming what appears by every indication to be more tornado damage. And the report we saw, just on the written report that we had come in, that it was extensive. So the radar presentation for that storm was classic, and hopefully most folks got to shelter and got to safety as that storm was approaching. But again, it appears there's been significant damage in West Liberty in Morgan County, the same community that was hit on Wednesday.
Yeah, and just looking at some of the areas of concern across this line of storms now, it's a broken line, but it's a line running from northeast to southwest. From around Moorhead, we've got warnings out there, tornado warnings running. Moorhead, that cell that's coming up on Sandy Hook, and as well as we continue to just go ahead and track you off down to the south and southwest. Campton, an area, and Irvin, two storms that look very formidable and as well dangerous. And with the history of the storm that just went through West Liberty, these look to be tracking in and potentially, causing some damage there in an area that's still recovering and still assessing damage from that storm that just went through and caused a possible tornado in West Liberty. So, folks in Campton, the storm's bearing down right on you. But if I zoom in a little bit and show you a time lapse, you're going to see that storm is rolling east-northeast. So, West Liberty, you've already got the rain spreading in, light to moderate. And in addition, that potential for another round of possibly tornadic storms.
All right, we continue to track numerous potentially tornadic storms moving across the areas south and east of Lexington. You can see we've got the whole weather crew sitting here with us. We've got Tom Ackerman, who you were just hearing. We've got Matt Ortiz, Lindsay Schwartzwalder here. The entire LEX-18 news operation is now in full storm tracker mode. And with that, we send it over to Kevin and Nancy.
All right, Bill, thank you. We have finally, we've got our reporters deployed all over the place. We've got reporters in Morgan County, Menifee County, Grant County, Madison County, and Josh Breslow right now is here in Lexington.
Let's go to him live now. Josh, what have you seen out here in Lexington? Certainly we were spared the worst of it, but still, what have you found? I think you're on Nicholasville Road now near Alumni.
Yeah, Nancy, Kevin, right now we're here in Lexington. We're on Nicholasville, and we are, as you said, near Alumni. Right now, the storms have already moved through, but the damage is still out here. If you take a look behind me, a power line fell earlier on, about 6 o'clock or so. We were told that as that cell moved on through, it actually pulled down that power line. So it was a live wire that was down here on the road. They have blocked off the road. You can actually see police with Lexington are out here right now. They're cleaning up that mess along with KU crews, just trying to, get everything back together so they can reopen this road here along Nicholasville. Once again, it is near Alumni. It's right across from the UK campus and right near UK Hospital. But really, it looks like they've got that wire up for the most part. So right now, that damage is pretty much cleared off this area. And we are told that they are expecting to reopen this road very shortly. So once again, here on Nicholasville near Alumni, that is the damage that we've seen from that cell that moved through. And it is expected to be cleaned up very soon. We are covering the news live in Lexington from the LEX-18 mobile newsroom. Back to you.
Just the first look, just the beginning of what will be a long night of assessing damage all over the Commonwealth.
Here in Lexington, as we said, we were spared the worst of it, but still some pretty impressive images coming in about what went through Lexington and Nicholasville. Bill, you want to take it from there?
Well, Nancy, we both saw this and both of our jaws dropped because Brandon Crossing is about a half mile from where both of our houses are. That's you're hitting close to home. Of course, a lot of folks are dealing with horrible things tonight, but to see that one close to where you live as well, that is a scary picture from Brandon Crossing. Just to orient you, Brandon Crossing is right there at the Jessamine-Fayette County line. It's that whole big new shopping center that's gone up in northern Jessamine County. Again, that was an amazing picture. Other pictures from Lexington. This one came in to us earlier. Again, you see the impressive updraft that's going on with these storms. This is a storm that developed very, very rapidly. This was really the first one. It developed on its own out ahead of the main batch of stuff. This was the one that we began our coverage of warnings with a couple of hours ago. And that storm now is obviously long gone, but there have been plenty more to take its place. As we've been watching them on the Max Track Live Doppler, we continue with numerous tornado warnings around the area. We've heard that West Liberty has been hit very hard again. More storms are heading that way as well. You see a storm also very close to the community of Campton. We were just at Campton Elementary School this week, or last week rather, and we're talking to kids about weather safety, and so hopefully they take the lesson home and are prepared with the storm that's moving through Campton now. That's in Wolfe County, right there along the Mountain Parkway. That storm is on a track that will take it toward the southern part of Morgan County. So again, for you folks there, Mize and Malone, Hazel Green, Salem. Again, we're straddling the Wolfe-Morgan County line with that one. Let's go back to the storm that's in Estill County. That one is moving in on Irvin at this point. That one likely has very large hail with it. That area that you see in black just to the west of Irvin, moving there along Highway 52 between Winston and Irvin. For you folks there, again, likely seeing some very large hail with this storm. That's, again, moving along Highway 52. Then that storm also has a tornado warning that is issued for it. So again, for you folks, Irvin, Ravenna, anywhere there in Estill County, especially the central part of Estill County, you need to be in your safe spot. A new report just came out of Marion County out of Gravel Switch of golf ball-sized hail. As we were tracking the storms, golf ball-sized hail continues in parts of eastern Kentucky as well. We're seeing that in West Liberty with Morgan County. That happened actually about 20 minutes ago. The golf ball-sized hail may have been the smallest part of that storm, considering some of the damage that we've been hearing coming out of West Liberty. Tornado warning has been issued now for Morgan, Rowan County until 7 o'clock. Spotter reports tracking a large tornado near Little Sandy. That's 7 miles southwest of Sandy Hook. That's getting into Elliott County. So again, that's going to be the southern part of Rowan County that we're looking at that particular cell. So again, that is a spotter report of what may be a large tornado moving east at around 60 miles an hour. So that one is headed toward the folks there in Elliott County. So again, Elliott, Morgan, Rowan until 7 o'clock. That does continue with the tornado warning for those folks. We do continue to see new tornado warnings popping up, especially across eastern and southeastern parts of Kentucky. Again, you folks in Campton now going east along the Parkway, the Mountain Parkway there, headed toward Magoffin County. You folks there need to be getting into shelter now. It's still not to Magoffin County yet. Salyersville, you haven't seen much going on at all, but your turn is coming up with these, and you need to be prepared to move to your safe spot. Same thing with Breathitt County. You've been spared just about everything so far. The line is encroaching on you, and we'll be moving into the southeastern parts of Kentucky over the next hour or so. So again, you folks need to remain vigilant as well. But we do continue with more tornado warnings. In fact, we just had a tornado warning issued for Breathitt, Floyd, Johnson, Lee, Magoffin, Morgan, Wolf. This is a new tornado warning that will be in effect until 7:15. Storm spotters, Doppler radar continue to track what may be a large tornado near Booth. That's southwest of Campton. Radar is showing this moving close to 70 miles an hour. We also have reports of golf ball sized hail with a storm out of Eubank in Pulaski County, and there may be power outages there in the Pulaski community as it looks like a transformer blew. That came into from the Rural Electric Cooperative down there in Pulaski County. So again, new tornado warnings: Breathitt, Floyd, Johnson, Lee, Magoffin, Morgan, with potentially a large tornado, at least coming in from spotter reports, moving through the eastern parts of Kentucky. So again, these are right around Campton there.
Yeah, just looking at some of the velocity products as well, the threat for hail is a very real one, but also right there on the southwestern edge of that storm, that's the area where if you're going to see rotation and a potential tornado from the storm, just to the southeast of Campton, it's that area we're going to want to stay the most aware. And of course, we got that brand new tornado warning just came out for this storm. And I'll zoom it out a little bit and show you the sweep rolls by there. You can kind of pick out the edge of that box, and essentially we're looking at a warning that runs almost from west to east. It's going to cut across. It just barely grazes northern parts of Breathitt County and eventually takes it out towards Salyersville. So folks out in that direction, you need to brace yourself for the eventuality of that storm making it to you. But right now the major threat appears to be just to the east of Campton now, and possibly just to the south of the Mountain Parkway. So communities like Lee City, even down south towards Bethany or a little farther south, but any of these communities right to the east of Campton between there and Lee City, that's a very potential area of a very large threat for you.
All right, and we'll just kind of highlight some of the warnings that we do have in place for you. Again, Pulaski County tornado warning until 7:15, Laurel County until 7:15, Rockcastle until 7:15, Knox County, that's going to be the southeastern part of Knox County, until 7, Southern Clay County until 7. You go into the western part of Leslie County, that's also in effect until 7. The northern warnings, and we will show you these as well. And again, we're talking about areas just a little bit further to the north. Again, there's a whole slew of these warnings, so again, we'll just get these on here as best we can for you. You've got Lincoln County until 6:45. That one's about to expire. That one would also carry then into Madison County. That one's about to expire. You've got Estill County until 7 o'clock, Lee County until 7 o'clock, Morgan and Wolfe counties until 7 o'clock, Southern Menifee until 7 o'clock, Powell until 7 o'clock. You've got Rowan until 7, Elliott until 7, Northern Morgan until 7. Again, those are all the tornado warnings that we have out there at the moment. And we're going to send it over to Kevin and Nancy.
Thank you, Bill. Of course, this system is still developing. This news story as it is still developing, but already Governor Steve Beshear has declared a statewide emergency in response to the storms. We want to read you the information that Frankfort has put out right now, but as we do, just take a look at some of the pictures that have come into the LEX-18 newsroom from all over. In response to this outbreak of intense storms Friday, Governor Steve Beshear declared a statewide emergency to allow local officials immediate access to state resources to assist in public safety and recovery efforts. Again, as we said, everything's still developing. However, the National Weather Service initially confirmed 3 tornadoes that touched down in Henderson, Muhlenberg, and Trimble counties. The Trimble County tornado also crossed into neighboring Carroll County.
And here's a little bit of what we're looking at all across the Commonwealth. These are reports to Kentucky Emergency Management in Frankfort. Heavy damage to Trimble County Fire Station number 2 near Milton. Heavy damage in West Liberty and Morgan County, as we've been telling you. In fact, our reporter on the scene there, Bianca Spinoza, is now telling us that officials there have said that Main Street in Morgan County in West Liberty has been leveled. Heavy damage in Pioneer and Kenton County, some damage in Pendleton County, 23 power outages statewide.
23,000.
23,000 rather. Flash flooding on US 25 and Kentucky 1344 in Middlesboro. 17 homes and 20 units of an apartment complex heavily damaged in the Harvester subdivision near Crittenden in Grant County. We've been getting those reports from Courtney Fisher, who is on the scene. And when we last heard from her, she said that there are fire trucks and emergency vehicles there evacuating people from that neighborhood.
Of course, we want to remind everyone of a couple of things. Do not call 911 unless you have a true emergency. Keep those lines open for folks who need assistance immediately. For drivers, don't travel into flooded areas. Motorists need to heed the barricades and warning signs and avoid areas where roads have been closed, because you can quickly find yourself driving into high water. Also, it's way too early to do any kind of sightseeing, to get out and see what damage is like in your community. The best thing right now is just to stay in.
Again, we are the worst appears to be over here in Lexington, but for the rest of the watches and warnings that are still up, let's go back to our chief meteorologist, Bill Meck. Bill?
And you just mentioned the tens of thousands of people now without power. We can give you the numbers if you are without power. Here's who you need to contact. Kentucky Utilities, 1-800-981-0600. Bluegrass Energy, 1-888-655-4243. Jackson RECC, 1-800-262-7480. So again, if you're without power, you've got the power outages, those are the numbers. We're getting a report of what has been maybe a tornado going through Irvin. Again, that was an unconfirmed report coming in just a couple of minutes ago. We continue to track what is a potentially large tornado, at least from the spotter reports that have been coming in from near Campton. That storm is going along the Mountain Parkway. That is going to go into the southern part of Morgan County. That will also be going into Magoffin County here over the next 10 minutes or so. We have more thunderstorms to the south and west. We've been tracking a storm that may be tornadic going through Pulaski County. That storm is now north of Somerset. It's going to be very close to Shopville at this point, going by Science Hill, going by Woodstock. So that storm, again, very close to Shopville at this point, on a path that will take it into the southern part of Rockcastle County, the northern part of Laurel County, as well as for folks there going on to the east, maybe into the southern part of Jackson County as well. So we continue to track these storms with the MaxTrack Live Doppler, but apparently folks have been hit hard in eastern Kentucky, and for that we're going to send it over to Kevin and Nancy.
The second time in as many days, Bill, as you mentioned, Morgan County, West Liberty, right in the crosshairs of this storm, and the damage is heavy.
They were hit hard, as you said, and now it appears they've been hit even harder possibly today. Let's go live by phone to Bianca Spinoza in Morgan County. We understand Main Street in West Liberty heavily damaged, Bianca.
Sorry, Kevin and Nancy, we're actually almost there in Morgan County. I'm told that from state police, a tornado has touched down on Main Street in Morgan County. Of course, as you said, they were hit very hard 2 days ago. Homes just leveled, and tonight, facing a similar situation there. State police is on the scene. We're told no injuries to report at this time. But again, just a very sad situation for people living in Morgan County to be hit by a tornado again after being hit just 2 days ago. We'll have more on the scene for you later here on WLEX-18. For now, Kevin and Nancy, back to you.
All right, Bianca Spinoza live in Morgan County, where, as she said, significant damage there at this point seems to be centered on the Main Street area of West Liberty. And again, the governor has just declared a statewide emergency in response to these storms. We are still tracking them, and here's our chief meteorologist, Bill Meck.
Unfortunately, that's one of just several storms that have been ongoing, and many communities still remain under the threat from these storms. We continue to see tornado warnings in many communities south and southeast of Lexington. For Lexington north and west, danger is past. We have seen the worst that this weather is going to do. For folks south and east, the threat is very, very real and continues for the next few hours. Let's go to the Max Track Live Doppler, and we are zoomed in first on what is the tornado potential in eastern Kentucky. So you've got northern part of Lee County, Powell County, Wolfe County, now headed toward northern Breathitt, southern part of Morgan, and eventually Magoffin County there in Salyersville. The tornadic part of the storm, if it is there, is going to be about halfway between Campton and Salyersville, and that again working to the east at close to 60 miles an hour. So again, for along the Mountain Parkway there, that is what is again likely a tornadic storm, certainly a extremely heavy rain, more than likely some pretty large hail. And again, that is along State Highway 205 just south of the Mountain Parkway, that again in Wolfe County. So that storm is headed into Magoffin County over the next few minutes. So you folks there, be prepared for that. Then you see the community of Lee City just a little bit south of the Mountain Parkway in Wolfe County, where we're seeing that, again, potentially tornadic storm. Let's take this back over now toward Garrett and Madison counties, where we have another tornado warning in progress, a new one that has been issued. This one is for a storm that is coming in on Richmond. Actually, it looks like south of Richmond. It's going to be more toward Berea. Richmond's got the heavy rain, but this one is for Garrett and Madison County, southern part of southeastern part of Garrett County, then down towards, say, Berea. So you folks in Berea, you were in shelter a few minutes ago. You need to be back in shelter anywhere, say, by Madison Southern, by the Berea Independent Schools, then continuing on up toward the, even as far north as the Bluegrass Army Depot, the Duncannon area. For you folks there in Madison County, you guys need to be in shelter as that storm comes across the southern part of Garrett County. That's a little bit very close to the community of Crab Orchard. It's passing very close to Rockcastle County as well. You see some of the communities that are in the path of that. Again, Paint Lick, Kingston. Kingston's very close to this. That's getting right by the Bluegrass Army Depot, Berea, Big Hill, all under the potential threat from this, again, potentially tornadic storm. Again, we see more and more of these reports coming out. We also have been watching what may be a tornadic storm. We're in Garrett County there. Let's go ahead and get down toward Pulaski County. And for the storm there in Pulaski County, again, we've been tracking this one for a while. They had a report of a rain-wrapped tornado with that. That storm has now moved past Science Hill. That one's headed into the southern part of Rockcastle County, a little south of Mount Vernon. That's on a path that will take it into the northern part of Laurel County. That's going to head up towards, say, East Bernstadt, Pittsburgh, London, Livingston, and Rockcastle County, all in the path of that. Tom?
All right, now we'll pop it back out, give you the broad view, and probably be a good time. I'll just zoom in quickly and show you the Max Track Live. Just give you a rundown, the laundry list, if you will, of tornado warnings. What an incredible day we've had so far. We're used to seeing this with severe thunderstorm warnings, squall lines, essentially, when you get counties just racked up, but we're doing it with tornado warnings today. So Bath County, Breathitt, Carter, Clay, Elliott, Estill, Floyd, Garrett County, as well as Harlan, Jackson, Johnson, Knox, Laurel, Lee, Leslie, Letcher, Madison, Magoffin, McCreary, Menifee, Morgan, Perry, Powell, Pulaski, Rockcastle, Rowan, Wayne, Whitley, and Wolfe. Every single one of those a tornado warning at the moment, and right there Bill's got it pulled up for you to show you graphically.
Yeah, this is an amazing display of how many tornado warnings there are. You're seeing the polygon display, and when we talk about the polygons for tornadoes, essentially instead of a warning for the entire county, what the Weather Service ends up doing is issuing a polygon. When we talk about our weather call system, this is what it's showing, and it takes it into the polygon as opposed to the entire county. And so you see new ones being added in here all the time. It's kind of a chaotic display. We might be able to clean this up a little bit here for you. Again, here are the warnings. Again, Madison County until 7:15, Garrett 7:15, Estill County, that is until 7, so that's got a few more minutes to go. Same with Jackson, Lee until 7. Looks like some new ones just got added in here. Lee and Wolfe until 7:15, Wolfe and Breathitt 7:15, Magoffin and Morgan until 7:15, Rowan until 7, Morgan until 7, the northern part of Morgan County. As we look to the south with this, we'll go ahead and scroll this southward, and you see the tornado warnings again for Laurel until 7:15, Clay, Laurel, Knox, that's the same warning until 7:15. We'll throw Jackson County in there until 7:15. Rockcastle, tornado warning until 7:15. Southern counties, Whitley and Knox until 7 o'clock. That warning extends into Leslie County also until 7 o'clock. So again, it is a whole slew of warnings in southern and eastern Kentucky for these thunderstorms. And look at that storm by Salyersville now. Again, taking on that looping, that hooking echo that we so often talk about with these. And again, that is the area that we're talking right in here that again is approaching Salyersville. So you folks in Salyersville, you guys need to be in shelter now as that storm is moving rapidly along the Mountain Parkway, moving in right toward you. So again, be prepared. We've got another heavy, possibly severe thunderstorm that's coming into the southern part of Wolfe County near Campton. More thunderstorms continue, and again, the storm that's in Madison County coming out of the southern part of Garrett County. This one, heavy rain. Flash flooding is becoming a potential for some of these storms as well. But there you see southern Garrett County, the area around Berea. Again, we've told you folks in Berea, you need to be in shelter, being aware that the storm is coming in through you. Then it extends up to the fork there at 421 and 25. That likely just some hail at this point, in addition to the very heavy rain threat. Elsewhere, we look to the south with these storms. The one that's coming into the southern part of Rockcastle County. For you folks there, that one has a history of having a rain-wrapped tornado with it when it was further to your west. It may have weakened slightly now as it's coming toward the southern part of Rockcastle County, but you've got another squall line approaching Science Hill, Eubank, Nancy in Pulaski County. So that's the storms that we are looking at there.
Yeah, and the flash flood warning, obviously not going to be as big of a threat as the tornado warnings, but we are getting them in because of the torrential rain these storms are producing. The newest one, flash flood warning for Bath, Elliott, Johnson, Menifee, Morgan, and Rowland. So on top of the storm damage, potential storm damage, we've got that to deal with. Looks like a new tornado warning for Estill, Jackson, Lee, Owsley, and Rockcastle County. That runs through 7:45 for, again, more of those storms tracking essentially east about 60 miles per hour, which has been the case through much of the day.
What was the last counties on that one?
It was Rockcastle.
So that's going to be the northern storm there, the one that's coming out of Garrett County. The one that's in Berea now, that's one's headed toward Jackson in the southern part of Estill. That looks like that's where that storm is. Yeah. So that's going to be from Mount Vernon northward with that particular cell. So again, you folks there around Roundstone, Crab Orchard, Broadhead, be aware that you've got storms very close to you at this point, back up to Berea. Then it turns into heavy rain, headed up toward the Bluegrass Army Depot there between Berea and Richmond. Maybe some hail in there as well. And then that storm is also headed into the southern part of Estill County. We'll send it on over to Kevin and Nancy.
Thank you, Bill. One of the areas hit hard, of course, in northern Kentucky, Grant County. Earlier, we heard that one neighborhood was actually being evacuated. There are reports of injuries, though not confirmed, but definitely significant damage there.
Yeah, we're talking about the Harvester subdivision near Crittenden in Grant County, where some 17 homes and 20 units of an apartment complex. We got a report of heavy damage there. That from Kentucky Emergency Management in Frankfort. Now, for more confirmation about that, let's go to LEX-18's Courtney Fisher, who is on the scene in Crittenden and Grant County.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. It may be hard to hear me. Dump trucks are now coming in as well as fire trucks. We are in the area that had the most damage. We have finally gotten back to one area, one corner of the subdivision, and I have to tell you, I have never seen damage like this. We're talking about 10 homes. I'm standing in the middle of them. Roofs ripped off, debris everywhere, every window of these homes blown out, complete destruction, cars crumpled. It doesn't even, whatever passed through here had to be extremely, extremely powerful. Everyone has been out of the area or has been evacuated from the area we're standing in. We had to have a police escort just because it is very dangerous to be out here. It is now starting to get dark. They want to make sure everybody is out. Still unconfirmed how many people are injured at this point. We should know that soon in the next hour. Police still trying to gather that information, they tell me. They will have police presence in the neighborhood tonight just to make sure everybody is out of the area and just to make sure everyone out here stays safe. For now, Kevin, Nancy, back to you guys.
Significant damage in Grant County. But let's go back now to Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck.
And we continue to track the storms, and the one that we were looking at just a minute ago down in Pulaski County, the one that's moving toward Rockcastle County, this one may be getting intensifying as we've gone through the last few minutes. And again, with the live Doppler, we're able to track the progress of that as this storm is now beginning to develop its own hook. And the lightning has also increased with this storm over the last couple of minutes. Again, a sign that the storm is intensifying. It's gone by Shopville. It is sitting just north of the Parkway there, at least north of Highway 80, between Shopville and the Laurel County line. The storm is headed toward Hazel Patch. The storm is headed toward Livingston. The storm is going through the eastern part of Pulaski County, and it is tracking to the east at around 60 miles an hour. And as we track this particular storm, here you go. Here are some of the communities that are in the path of this. And again, Some of the smaller communities along the way, you may recognize these, so we'll go ahead and just sweep this through here for you. Sandy Gap 702. Again, many of these are very small communities. You look, see a Billows at 706, Bernstadt, not East Bernstadt, but Bernstadt at 712. Hazel Patch gets there at around, say, 713 or so. East Bernstadt in Laurel County, that's at 716. Pittsburgh, which is between East Bernstadt and London, comes in at 717. This path of this particular storm does look to be taking it north of London. That being said, there are still numerous strong storms that may impact areas around London. We've also been watching these storms and tracking their intensity. This one actually has a fairly low TI at 3. That being said, sometimes the TI doesn't always influence how the storm is behaving, because when you see a hook signature like that, what we are seeing right there at the Pulaski and Rockcastle County lines, that again is indicating that the storm may indeed be at least showing rotation, if not tornadic, and it's one of several storms that are around the area as well. We've got a squall line. This is, it looks like if anything would have just straight line winds with it. That is in the western part of Pulaski County from Nancy up to Science Hill. It's gone by Eubank at this point. That one is headed off now into Rockcastle County as well. We continue to watch the storms that are further to the north and northeast, so we'll take you on to these storms as well. Berea, you've got a powerful storm still near you at this point. That storm is also tracking off to the northeast. Menifee County warning.
Picture I just want to show you. Yeah, we'll try to get that up.
Yeah, we've got the pictures that have been coming into us, and we thank you for those. And we always tell you, wait until it's safe before you send those in. That storm that's near Berea at this point, you see some of the communities, Irvin and Ravenna, over the next 20 minutes, Big Hill in the next 10 minutes that may be affected by that particular storm that's coming through Berea. And again, for you folks in Berea, you still need to be in your safe spot. We continue northeast as we'll take you up into a cluster of strong and severe thunderstorms, some of which may indeed be tornadic, moving through Wolfe County, coming in toward Campton. They also have another cluster of storms that are moving in now on Salyersville in Magoffin County. So for you folks there, you folks obviously need to have been in shelter. West Liberty and Morgan County has been hit hard again. 2 times within 3 days, the folks there in Morgan County have seen tornadic thunderstorms come through, and from what we're hearing, this one may be worse than what happened on Wednesday. And of course, LEX 18 News are on the scene there, are on their way there certainly to tell us the story of what happened there in Morgan County. Warning technically goes down into Breathitt County. You don't have anything immediately pending, but that may change in the next 5 or 10 minutes. So northern parts of Breathitt County, you guys need to be on guard. Lee County, Owsley County, Jackson County, the storm that's now approaching, say, Sand Gap is the one that's going to be affecting you in the next 20 minutes or so. So you all need to be prepared for that storm as it comes at you. On the big picture, and we'll eliminate the arrows here to clean things up, what you see is that everything has shifted eastward actually fairly quickly. And so areas north of I-64 are in the clear. North of I-64, you guys, everyone north of I-64 is in the clear. As you are looking to the south, anyone west of Highway 127 is in the clear at this point. So anyone west of 127 and north of I-64, your severe weather threat has finished. East of I-75, south of I-64, we are continuing with a severe weather threat. And in fact, we continue to see what appears to be a low-level lock. That's that red circle that you see near the Pulaski-Rockcastle County line. That, again, is the radar's indication that this storm may indeed be tornadic.
New severe thunderstorm warnings out as well for Estill County, northern Johnson, north central Lee, Magoffin, southern Menifee, and Morgan counties. So on top of the tornado warnings, we've also got your just garden variety severe thunderstorm warnings to contend with that are just thrown into the mix. And that threat, as you can see very obviously on the MaxTrack Live Doppler, continues. Some reports getting in out around Salyersville, where you heard Bill talking about the low-level locks. Those spinning icons that you can see towards Salyersville, the yellow ones, those are indications from the radar of a mid-level lock, potential rotation within the storm there. That doesn't mean it's actually making it down to the surface. But again, with the way these storms have been behaving this afternoon and into the early this evening now, any one of these needs to be taken very seriously. Of course, just off to the northwest, West Liberty, one of the areas just got hit very hard. So if you're within anywhere around Salyersville through pretty much central and parts of northern Magoffin County, you need to have already obviously been into your safe spot, your shelter, but as well, With this storm tracking off to the northeast, it's going to come very close to clipping areas like Denver. You can see out ahead of the storm, the general motion off to the east-northeast. See if I can get a storm track on this for you and show you just down towards, there you go, Oil Springs by about 7:11. That's only about 7 or 8 minutes away. By Asa by about 7:13. So Salyersville, northern Magoffin County, that's an area where you need to be within your shelter due to the potential for tornadoes from these storms. And unfortunately, a threat that's realized once again out towards West Liberty. And as we track you back to the west, Campton, an area of Wolfe County that's taken repeated hits today, and yet another storm barreling across there. So right within Campton and Wolfe County, that storm essentially right on top of you. So the area of threat, if there is indeed tornadic development with this storm, is going to be a little more to the east, southeast of Campton, and as you get out towards Lee City. So anywhere along the Mountain Parkway, expect the potential for some torrential rain, and also look for that possibility of some large damaging hail. And we're just going to continue the tour back to the west because these storms are running in an arc from east off to the west and then eventually diving southwest. So Irvin, Estill County, out towards Berea, South Madison County, Berea. I don't even know how many hits you've taken now through the afternoon, but you've got yet another storm on top of you and tracking off to the east. You get down through Rockcastle County, I-75 as you're heading south towards London, North Laurel County, Science Hill. You had one storm go through. You've got yet another one going through, and it looks like a tornado warning does extend from east out there. As you get out and it just drops off as you head out towards London, and another storm picks it up. So around Hazel Patch, East Bernstead, north, just to the north of London, running along 75 there, torrential rain, and again the possibility for some maybe rotation within that storm as far as tornadic development goes. The big picture, we'll pop it out, throw on throw off the arrows so you can get an idea of where all the storms are. And as Bill was saying, very easy to pick out where the threat is, and it isn't Lexington anymore. Right there's your line. So anywhere west of this line, you guys are in the clear, and of course the storms are ongoing as you head in that direction towards our southeastern counties. So tornado warnings continue pretty much peppered all along this line, running from now Louisa through Sandy Hook, back through West Liberty, Salyersville. Now coming up on Johnson County, you get out towards Paintsville, and then back towards Beattyville. You've got storms approaching you folks. McKee in Jackson County, haven't seen a whole lot going on, so we're starting to see storms encroaching on areas that have been relatively quiet through the day. Mount Vernon and down through North Laurel County. Go ahead and zoom in on that North Laurel County storm and talk a little bit more about that.
In fact, we're looking at this storm over here in Laurel County, and one of the things that you look for when you're looking at potential for development with a tornadic storm, all right, you've got this cell that's sitting out here by itself in the northern part of Laurel County. This is along I-75. But then you've got this line that's encroaching from the northwest. What's going to be happening is these two things will eventually be merging together, and the potential, again, we've already seen the storm being tornadic at one point in its life as it was back in Russell County. The potential is there as this storm is in Russell County, coming in through the southern part of Rockcastle, and especially now heading into the southern part of Jackson, that this particular cell may try and spin up one more time. And tornado warnings do continue for this storm, but we really just wanted to highlight this area right now, which is the northern part of Laurel County, East Bernstead, Hazel Patch. For you folks there, you see Hazel Patch right there. In fact, you've got hail likely ongoing at this point. Passing by Livingston, headed toward Peoples, which is right there on the Jackson-Laurel County line. This, again, is an area where we would be watching with particular interest if this storm were to spin something up, where you've got an individual cell and then a line that's going to be impinging on it. So again, that's something to be watching for here over the next few minutes. You guys are under the warning already, so you need to be in your shelters. We just wanted to really highlight again the potential with this storm as it's coming out. You've got the squall line here, the cell right here, and the two coming together. We've got some pictures that have come in as well. And again, we always thank you folks for sending the pictures in. This came in from Menifee County, and again, I mean, that's a very dramatic picture, obviously, that you're seeing there, and we've seen several very, very dramatic pictures that have come in over the course of the afternoon and this evening. What has been really telling the tale of some of those aerial pictures we were getting earlier out of Indiana, and I don't even want to see the pictures that are going to be coming out of Morgan County when that time comes. It was bad enough what happened on Wednesday, but again, everything we've been hearing is that it has maybe taken a worse hit today. On the Max Track Live, let's go back to it. And we've zoomed in now. We've shifted focus back again over toward Magoffin County. And with that, again, as classic a hook as you're going to see. And that is near Salyersville. looks like the storm has gone by Salyersville, although you're getting exceedingly heavy rain. If the storm is tornadic, it's between Salyersville and Falcon. The threat button again indicating very strong winds have been taking place near Salyersville. And again, the storm moving to the northeast. So again, Magoffin County has been hit by maybe a tornadic storm as it's been working its way to the northeast. That's that same cell we've been tracking here for quite a while. That storm is going to be headed toward Falcon. That's getting into the northeastern part of Magoffin County. That's eventually targeting, it looks like, the southern part of Johnson County as that storm does continue working its way very quickly to the east at around 30 miles an hour. Tom, let's go ahead and down toward Pulaski and Wayne County. Let's head down toward Lake Cumberland. We're getting some amateur radio reports. So this is what's crossing now. A storm down in Wayne County has been exhibiting some rotation. So go a little further south. Yeah. You see it's the storm down there by Monticello. So again, for that particular cell, we do have a tornado warning that is up for Wayne County. We also continue with tornado warnings Clay, Jackson, Laurel, Owsley, and Rockcastle until 7:45. Reported a funnel cloud near Wood Creek Lake. We had one of those on Wednesday too. That name jumps back out. So that's going to be the storm that we were just showing you just a second ago there on the Max Track Live, and that's moving to the east at around 55 miles an hour. But there's a storm in Wayne County. That one's on a path to take it toward McCreary as well as the southern part of Pulaski County, right there along and south of Lake Cumberland. So for you folks there, you need to be aware of that storm and being in shelters at this point with that storm going by. Golf ball size hail came out of Lancaster. That was about an hour ago. So again, that report just coming in. Trees down in the Fort Knox area back, that's way to the west. We've also had a report of a roof off a house and barn on Duncannon Lane. That's in the central part of Madison County, south of Richmond. So again, some of what we have been reporting. Golf ball size hail in the community of Pulaski in Pulaski County. That occurred about 20 minutes ago. So that's from one of the other storms that went through. But again, the line of severe thunderstorms, any one of which now still can produce a tornado, runs from near West Liberty, actually to Paintsville, West Liberty, to Salyersville, then continues to Campton, down to Stanton and Irvin. That's more likely just going to be a heavy rainmaker at this point, maybe hail. And then it continues down to Rockcastle County. It's that merging of the two cells that we showed you, the line that cuts through Rockcastle County and that individual cell north of London of one area that is particular concern. That, again, is what we were just showing you there, and that new tornado warning has been issued for that. That's the tornado warning that runs into southern Jackson, northern part of Clay County, up around Goose Creek and Manchester. That storm has passed by I-75 and US 25 at this point. So, again, one of the storms that we continue to track. And one more time, head on down toward Monticello for, again, that new potentially tornadic storm that's down in Wayne County that is headed into McCreary as well as Whitley County. So again, the threat continues pressing eastward as we go through time. Those storms continue to be strong, severe, and potentially tornadic. It has been a barrage of these for about the last 3 hours. Quarter-size hail comes out of the community of Pongo in Rockcastle County. That reported by Fire Department and Rescue. And again, a funnel cloud report coming out of the Wolf Creek Lake area. And again, we just passed that on to you just a second ago. So again, those are the most up-to-date reports that we have. New tornado warning is now coming out for Floyd, Johnson, Magoffin counties. This is going to be in effect until 8 o'clock. And again, the storm is giving radar indications that it is producing a tornado. It is just to the east of Salyersville and moving east again, perhaps as close as to 70 miles an hour. So again, the communities that are east of this storm, you're going to see your weather change dramatically over the course of a couple of minutes, although it looks like the worst of that storm may be getting out of Magoffin County at this point and headed more into Johnson County. So if you're watching in Paintsville or watching on the internet in Paintsville, be prepared that you have that storm coming your way. We're going to send it over to Kevin and Nancy.
Bill, just an example of the havoc that storms like this can cause. I want to let you know something going on in Louisville right now. Officials at Corsair Children's Hospital are having trouble identifying a 2-year-old to 3-year-old little girl who was flown to that hospital from southern Indiana. She was found in a field in Salem, Indiana. Flown to Corsair Children's Hospital. No idea who this little girl is. Just unfathomable.
And we know that the devastation in Henryville and Marysville in southern Indiana, Henry about 20 miles north of Louisville, I guess, has just been Unimaginable. Joining us on the phone right now from Kentucky State Police is Andre Samu. He's in Clay City. What can you tell us about the marching orders for KSP tonight and what you're seeing there in Clay City right now?
Well, there's a bunch of trees that are down, obviously, everywhere. Right now we're getting reports from Wolf County that the windows in one of the local banks has been blown out. We're also getting reports in Menifee County of some damages. And also the more extreme is over there in Morgan County in Main Street. We're hearing that there's a lot of extensive damages over there.
What are some of the reports coming out of Morgan County that you've heard?
We've heard that maybe the fire department might be destroyed there, and just a whole bunch of buildings. To be specific, I can't give you that right now, but there is a tremendous amount of damage over there.
Have you heard reports of any injuries there?
None that's been reported to me yet.
Anywhere else?
No report of injuries anywhere as far as we can tell. There was a trailer park that was damaged, but again, not knowing if there's any injuries reported yet or not.
That's the good news in all this, that so far there haven't been reports of injuries. Thank you, Trooper Andre Samu with the Kentucky State Police Force. We know you have a busy night ahead of you and a busy couple of days ahead of you, in fact.
Again, the governor's declared a state of emergency statewide. At this point, it would almost be easier to name the counties that were not affected by this outbreak of severe weather today. The National Guard stands at the ready. So does our Chief Meteorologist, Bill Meck. Bill?
Just had a report come across our wires here that a tornado was confirmed by KSP at the Rockcastle-Laurel County line. That happened within about the last 10 or 15 minutes. So again, what appears to be another confirmation of a tornado. Rockcastle-Laurel County lines. We've got storms that have been rolling through eastern Kentucky, moving out of McGoffin County into Johnson County. Heavy rain now continuing for many of these storms. We're zoomed in on the storm that is, again, we had a confirmation from, I think it was from KSP, that we did have a tornado on the ground confirmed by near Bernstadt. So again, these are some of the information that we're relaying along to you. That occurred at 7:10, so that was about 5 minutes ago where we're getting that confirmation of a report. So that was that storm that we were zoomed in on for you and highlighting. The storms are at the northern part of Laurel County, really now moving into the southern part of Jackson County. And we're Laurel County, Rockcastle County, Jackson County, where they converge is where we are watching this storm at this point. And this, again, north of London, well north of Corbin. So again, well north of London at this point, we're watching this particular cell, although there's still some backbuilding as we go on, look to the southwest, down Rockcastle County, back toward Pulaski County and Shopville. But again, this is where the line, that squall line, is merging with the individual cell. And again, that was one of the areas I said that we were highlighting. Another very strong thunderstorm, potentially tornadic, is in Wayne County, east of Monticello, and that storm again is progressing to the northeast. We're just getting a report into that Salyersville may be hit. We're getting reports of damage coming out of Salyersville. That storm is headed toward Paintsville at this point. Again, we will try and get confirmation on that, but again, it's looking like the storm that we were showing you that was moving into Salyersville may have also done damage there. So again, it's one of those situations where things are rapidly changing for folks in eastern Kentucky. We are looking at the potential for these storms continuing for about the next hour or two. That storm near Paintsville in Johnson County at this point, and that storm, again, has a history of damage back in Salyersville. We'd then continue to more thunderstorms in southern Morgan County, most of Wolf County, especially north of the Parkway. Then it angles southwest from Slade down to Zoe, almost to Beattyville there in Lee County. It looks like the worst has passed by Irvin and Ravenna. Sand Gap has a heavy storm in progress down toward McKee. We were looking at that line merging with the individual cell. Livingston on up to McKee, then over toward Tyner, Anvil, eventually headed toward Island City there in Owsley County. You look toward Shopville there in Pulaski County. That storm is going to eventually clip by London. And then more storms as you look toward southern Pulaski County and Wayne County. So that's the back edge of the severe weather at this point. Baseball-sized hail has been occurring now in Harlan County. We report of a tornado on the ground. That was going to be about a few minutes ago out of Bernstadt. It might be East Bernstadt, and since it's coming out of Laurel County, it might be East Bernstadt. That again just comes in over the last few minutes. Again, these are unconfirmed, I think, reports at this point that we're seeing these tornado reports coming in. So again, this is now getting into eastern and southeastern Kentucky. There's that heavy cell by Black Mountain. They're going out there past Harlan. But again, greatest threat at this point, the storm that's by Paintsville and the storm that's in northern Laurel, southern Jackson, and Rockcastle counties. Those appear to be our greatest threats at this point, with other thunderstorms certainly capable of damaging winds and hail running from Campton down through Beattyville to McKee. But it's those two particular cells, the Paintsville cell, the one that's gone through Salyersville at this point, and then the one that's from down to the southwest of it, looking from southern Jackson County, southern Rockcastle County into the northern part of Laurel County, where we're looking at the potential for other severe thunderstorms, potentially tornadic ones.
All right, now we'll go ahead and zoom in on that one out towards Johnson County, because we're getting those first few reports out of Salyersville, northern Magoffin County, potential damage there. So as Bill was saying, a lot of folks out in our far eastern counties can't catch us so much over the air, but can online. So if you're watching via that and you're anywhere within the Paintsville area, Johnson County, this is an area that's getting hit at the moment on the Max Track Live, and these storms, the motion of these has been generally off to the east-northeast. So if you're out on the extreme eastern edge of our viewing area towards Inez, northern Martin County, that's an area where you have to watch out for that storm as it comes in. It's just about on the western edge of the county there, and essentially right on top of Paintsville. That is a potentially dangerous storm as far as the tornadic possibilities go. And as we zoom back out again and take you off to the southwest, the other area that we were just highlighting remains as you kind of arc down to the southwest to get down towards Hazel Patch, North Laurel County. The storm that just went through Laurel County and is now up into southern Jackson County towards Tyner and to the south of McKee. And again, where it kind of wraps back through southern Rockcastle County through Livingston. There's also the potential for very damaging wind and large hail. Just an incredible number of reports of hail coming in, anywhere from 1.5 inches to over 2 inches in diameter. So just that alone can cause tremendous damage. But overall, the damaging wind from potential tornadoes has been the major threat, and it continues to be so. It's just pushed more into southeastern Kentucky now. And we'll go ahead and give you a rundown of the warnings as they continue. It's a very unfortunate situation where we have to do it this way, but we've got tornado warnings that are coming in, like severe thunderstorm warnings that we've talked about. Here's the latest list, and this is for Clay County, Estill County, Floyd County. Remember, these are tornado warnings. Jackson County, Johnson County, Laurel, Magoffin, Owsley, Rockcastle County. So the list has shrunk a bit from what we had a little bit earlier. Various expiration times, generally about 7:45 to 8 o'clock, so a lot of them still have a good half an hour to 40 minutes left on them. If you're anywhere within the vicinity of these storms, you basically have to treat them like they're potentially tornadic, whether they are or not, because they've had a history coming out of southern Indiana and western Kentucky earlier this afternoon, and then, of course, through the Bluegrass in central Kentucky and now in southeastern Kentucky. Of, if anything else, the potential for damaging wind, but obviously the concern for tornadoes, which we've had 2 run-ins with this week, and also the possibility of that hail.
And we're looking at the warnings now, and again, we've got the map up here for you. So we're talking folks in Laurel County until 7:45, Clay County until 7:45, Owsley County until 7:45, southern Jackson until 7:45, Rockcastle, northern Rockcastle, and northern Jackson until 7:45. Lee County until 7:45, Estill County until 7:45, southern Wolfe County until 7:45. You're looking at northern Breathitt until 7:45. We're getting reports out of Magoffin County that Salyersville may have been hit. 7:45 there. Johnson County until 8 o'clock. Northern Floyd County, that is a tornado warning until 8 o'clock. Here are the damage reports so far. Again, tornado near West Liberty, potential tornado near Wellington in Menifee County. Hail, large hail near Frenchburg. Near Crockett, a tornado. Again, that was that cell that we were showing you time and again as it went through Morgan County. If you're looking at that's 112 hail reports so far. That extends into western Kentucky and Indiana, so that's within the realm of the map. But again, all the green that you see, these are all the large hail reports that have come in. And again, just incredible numbers of these 2 3/4 inch out of trap. So that's getting into the baseball-sized hail. Out of the Alton area in Anderson County, golf ball-sized hail out of Franklin County by Frankfort. You've got the other big hail in Junction City by Gravel Switch. Northern part of Russell County, 1 3/4 hail. So again, you're seeing the paths of these storms as they've come across. In the yellow, you've got wind gusts of 60 miles an hour in Georgetown. The same thing, 62 miles per hour from the Mesonet site there by Richmond. You have wind gusts to 70 miles an hour north of Mount Sterling. By Rowan County there, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts from these storms that came through earlier. And again, we've heard reports of extensive damage coming out of Bath County with these storms when they went through. On the MaxTrack Live Doppler, you can see another storm wrapping up in Wolfe County. That one moving in now on Campton and then arcing to the south, so near the Wolfe-Lee County line. It's gone past Zoe, just south of Campton there. We are looking at, again, the potential for a tornadic storm. That area is under a tornado warning. That's moving out along and south of the Mountain Parkway. Continues in a line from Beattyville then to the southern part of Estill County down toward McKee in Jackson. These storms are, again, strong, severe, and again, potentially tornadic. Storms have got another wave moving into the northern part of Laurel County here. So for you folks there, you're still not out of the woods yet. The storm also coming out of Wayne County. That's headed toward the northern part of out of McCreary County. For you folks there, again, that storm is strong. I don't see a warning box on it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
So that one is just at this point a thunderstorm, but one, given the setup, we need to stay aware of what every thunderstorm is doing at this point. We are looking at these storms continuing, progressing to the east. Again, to the north and west of Lexington, everything is done. We are done with the threat for severe weather. So Lexington folks and Lexington surrounding communities, the threat is done. New tornado warning has just come out. This one is going to be until 8 o'clock. Knox, McCreary, Wayne, Whitley. So that's the storm we were just looking at, wondering if there was a box on it. Well, there is. And it just has come out, and this one is going to be in effect until 8 o'clock. Knox, McCreary, Wayne, Whitley until 8 o'clock. That storm, again, capable of producing a tornado. It is moving to the east at around 65 miles an hour coming out of Wayne County. There may be a couple of more cells. That's actually down. It's a cell coming out of Tennessee. So it wasn't the cell we were looking at. It's one to the south. So this is going to be the southern part of Whitley, the southern part of McCreary, and, well, Knox is barely touched by that particular cell right now, but that may change as the storm works its way northeast. So again, that's the brand new tornado warning that's out there. Law enforcement out of Livingston blew a truck off the road near 49-mile marker, 3 miles north of the Rockcastle County line. That's near Livingston. So that's with the storm. The time on that showing 7:17. So when that storm went through Livingston on I-75. So again, there may be maybe slowdowns along I-75 in southern southeastern Kentucky down there into Laurel County. You're looking at the storm there in Johnson County going over toward Martin County. The storm continues back towards Salyersville and Magoffin County as well. And then these storms do continue progressing east. That is it, just a meso-low that we're looking at? On the, I'll show you what we're just looking at here, and it's that looping back. That's where the about halfway between Somerset and Jackson, where you see that L shape. We're on that rate of the MaxTrack 3D now, the Viper, and you're seeing that's where the cells basically merged with the line. That's what we were talking about earlier. So again, presents a unique radar signature, but again, the potential is there for anywhere within that to be a tornadic storm, and again, why the warnings are issued. So we're back on the MaxTrack Live now, and the storms are working their way through southeastern Kentucky at this point as we continue to gather more of these reports coming in. Again, areas northwest, the threat has passed, but areas south and east, it does continue. Flash flooding is closed 3rd Street in Stanford. So that's back in Lincoln County. So the flooding threat for some communities also continues, but we are looking at multiple mobile homes damaged, perhaps in East Bernstadt in Laurel County. So again, that's going to be that same storm that we were looking at just a little bit ago. So again, Lindsay, can you go ahead and relay that to the newsroom? East Bernstadt, it looks like there's damage in East Bernstadt, Laurel County. We continue to track these storms. The damage cleanup is going to be continuing. If you are one of the unfortunate folks that as these storms have come through, if you have lost power, here are the numbers that you can call to get in contact with your local utility, depending on who serves you. Kentucky Utilities is 1-800-981-0600. Bluegrass Energy, 1-888-655-4243. Jackson RECC is 1-800-262 7480. These are the numbers for the various utilities around central and eastern Kentucky, again, whichever one happens to serve you.
Yeah, and looking at the MaxTrack Live right now, and at least assessing the threat from just a single glance, it looks like some of the worst of the storms starting to diminish, at least the overall distribution of the severe storms. The area obviously shrinking. We've got it now down confined to our southeastern counties. But one particularly nasty cell that came through Salyersville possibly caused some damage there, then went through Paintsville. It's now coming up on the extreme eastern edge of our viewing area, getting out towards Inez in North Martin County. And as we continue to look off to the west, West Liberty, an area that's been hammered, extensive damage out there, a tornado touchdown, obviously unconfirmed, but lots of reports of it out there. And the survey crews are going to have their hands full over the next couple of days. You get down towards Campton, Wolfe County, an area hit multiple times. We've got a tornado warning in effect there, and as well as you get down through Beattyville, tornado warnings do continue down south. Now that one that you heard Bill talking about, as you get down to around London and Corbin, will take you even further south. This one's actually coming out of Tennessee and then cutting up into southern McQuarrie County and over towards Williamsburg. So you folks, the storm isn't quite to you yet. It's just still across the border there on the MaxTrack Live, but you can see the core of it coming up on the Tennessee border, so that's eventually going to hop the border and get up into southern Kentucky, so that'll be the next threat for you folks down south.
And we've been giving you the warnings continuously. We've been showing you the polygons that are issued. With all the hectic nature of this today, we really haven't been able to let you know about something that we have for you. And after this all settles out, of course, we're just beginning severe weather season here, and unfortunately, we've begun it in a very big way. Well, we offer a service called Weather Call, and you can find out more about it by going to our website, LEX18.com. For the next 60 days, there's a free trial. The free trial offer is going to be up for about a week. But if you go ahead and subscribe, you get 60 days free to give it a try. No responsibilities thereafter. If you enter promo code KY Weather Week, because we have our tornado drill, we've already done everything. The drill's kind of almost a moot point at this point with so much severe weather over the last couple of days. But again, enter promo code KY Weather Week. To our Weather Call. If you go onto our website, LEX18.com, you get a 60-day free trial of Weather Call. It warns you not for your county, but it warns you for your address. Once you enter in all your data, your address is logged in, and so if your house comes under one of the polygons that we've been showing you, and we'll pop one of these on here for you to give you an idea what we're talking about. These are the polygons we're talking about. So if your house is in the northern part of Laurel County, you would have get the warning, but if you live in Corbin, you wouldn't. So again, that's what Weather Call does for us. And while we're here with the warnings, let's go ahead and talk about the warnings for you. Again, for Whitley County until 8. It's for McQuarrie County until 8, Whitley County until 8. We've got Laurel County until 7:45. We've got Clay County until 7:45. Southern Jackson County until 7:45. That goes into Owsley County as well until 7:45. We also have other warnings that are further to the north. And with these particular tornado warnings, it's northern Jackson until 7:45. It's Lee and Estill until 7:45. It's Wolfe and Breathitt until 7:45. McGough until 7:45. Johnson until 8 o'clock. There's the big picture. There's the big picture again, the MaxTrack Live, how everything is now just about all east of I-75, the exception being Whitley County at this point and south of I-64. So again, those are areas south of I-64, east of I-75 where we remain under weather danger. But for now, we're going to send it over to Kevin and Nancy.
Thank you, Bill. We do, of course, have crews out all over the area, and we're beginning to get tidbits of information from various places, so we just want to bring you up to date on some of the latest information we have. In Bath County, they have declared the county a disaster area. There are roofs blown off, power lines down. At this point, though, no injuries reported. Trooper Andre Samu out of KSP tells us, confirms that the courthouse in Morgan County has been destroyed, but there are two there. There's a new courthouse and the old one. Not sure right now which one is, but one of them has been destroyed. And the latest out of southern Indiana, about 30 miles north of Louisville, the death toll now is up to 6 people dead in southern Indiana.
Yeah, of course, in southern Indiana, that's where the Clark County Sheriff's Department told us earlier that the town of Marysville completely gone. And we also know that there has been a lot of devastation in nearby Henryville, just east of there. Back here, a semi has blown over northbound I-75 between the 46 and 49 mile markers. They are running generators at the London State Police Post right now, and the entire north side of Laurel County is without power right now.
Again, we have crews in these various places, and we will bring you more information and certainly video with a look at the destruction as soon as we can. Right now, let's go back to the LEX-18 Storm Tracker Weather Center.
And we continue to gather more information over here for you. And here is the MaxTrack Live Doppler. And you see the arcing of storms. And again, where we've highlighted this is now essentially south of I-64. That's where your threats remain. And more or less east of I-75, the exception being the far southern part of Kentucky as you look toward Whitley, as well as maybe the southern part of Laurel County. Here are again, you see the line of thunderstorms, Beattyville to Boonville, down south of McKee, south of London, now moving in on Corbin. Again, thunderstorms there. And then you move into what may be a tornadic storm. That still looks like a very strong storm that's there along the northern part of Whitley, or McCreary County, north of Whitley City. But the tornadic storm is actually coming out of Tennessee, down through the southern part of Whitley County, southern part of McCreary County, and then headed eventually toward Knox County. But again, for Knox County, that's still probably a good 45 minutes away with that particular cell. So you see I-75 there. The last of the storms to the west of I-75 are now along, say, the Cumberland River there, between Pulaski and McCreary County. That's actually to the along the Laurel River there, going down toward Whitley City. Northern part of Whitley County, you're still looking at thunderstorms continuing on toward Corbin. Let's go ahead and go up northeast. And as we do that, you are again looking at the storms, Boonville, Beattyville, and again, those storms strong. We have tornado warnings that have continued for many of these storms as well. Mountain Parkway there along Campton and Wolfe County. West Liberty, we've talked about it, and we will be talking about West Liberty here for a while. Reports are coming in that there has been extensive damage in West Liberty again. We're also getting reports that there was damage in Salyersville. So again, all of those things we have to keep a close eye on. The storm's now moving toward Johnson County and Paintsville. So these storms are again continuing to progress off to the east at a rate close to 60 miles an hour with these storms. So again, heavy rain, large hail. Large hail has been the key player in many of these storms. And again, the tornadoes that have occurred as well, at least in some communities. And the storms now continuing to progress off to the east. But again, south of I-64, we're still under a threat. North of I-64, the threat is done. West of I-75, aside from southern Kentucky, the threat is past as well. And so once these last batches of storms go by you, your threat will end. This is once we get rid of these. And so we're seeing some, again, stronger storms down through Owsley County, and you can get into far eastern Kentucky out toward Martin County at this point. And we're continuing to track the storm coming out of Tennessee. The storms in southern Kentucky going through McCreary and Whitley counties, headed over into now the northern part of Knox County. So these storms continue again with the threat of being tornadic. They continue with the threat of being severe, and a new tornado warning has just come out. So let's go ahead and go up toward Owsley County. This is going to be Clay, Jackson, Laurel, Owsley, Rockcastle. This is a new tornado warning. It continues a tornado warning. We're continuing to see what may be a storm right near Island City at this point, and that's moving east at 55 miles an hour. So it's that cell right there by Island City, headed toward Ricetown. This is going to be south of Boonville. We're looking at that particular cell. And the communities in the path of this are Island City. You've got, again, some of the smaller communities, some of the old coal hollows there that you're seeing. So Ricetown 745. You get toward Lucky Fork at 748, Arnott 748. Other communities along the path of that storm, you eventually head out towards, say, Talbert. That's again looking off a little bit further to the east as you're continuing into, I think at that point getting into, might be Perry County at that point, it might be Breathitt County at that point. So that's again as we look off toward the east from that cell, and that's again that new tornado warning that's in the southern part of Owsley County.
And you can take the track of that one out to the east. It's going to take it right through, as Bill is saying, Breathitt County. So these are the kind of storms where even if it's not in your county, you're going to end up with a warning, but it's heading in your direction, and eventually it's going to get to you. So folks in Breathitt County, even though the storm's still out towards Island City and just off to your west in Owsley County, it's heading in your direction. Again, these storms, the majority of them through the day have been doing at about a 60 to 70 mile per hour speed coming in your direction. So it doesn't take them very long to get there. Latest MaxTrack live sweep rolling by, and it shows that storm with the newest tornado warning is now just to the south of Boonville. and now pretty much right on top of Ricetown, east of Island City. Through the threat for Island City more or less over with. But again, if you're anywhere within Owsley County, that's an area of big-time concern for you. And the threats from this generally have been hail for hours now, but of course tornadoes have been huge, especially more off to the north and the east towards, say, Salyersville and West Liberty. But if you're south of Boonville and you're within Owsley County, you do have the newest tornado warning, and that extends off to the east there. The big picture, as far as the map goes, things are rapidly winding down for much of Kentucky. The threat has now pretty much settled into our eastern counties, running to the east of 75 until, of course, you get west towards McQuarrie County there, and then also arcing out towards Campton, and then as you head out to around West Liberty. So folks that got hammered so hard in West Liberty repeatedly this week, now that the majority of the damage has happened, you just got torrential rain dumping on West Liberty. And still the threat for possibly tornadic storms running from basically around Beattyville up through Campton, east to Salyersville, and still hitting Paintsville.
We can go even to the bigger picture here for you, and with that show you that there's the back edge of everything. So once we get rid of these, the storm threat is over. It's passed by Somerset. Obviously, Lexington's in the clear, Louisville's in the clear. You get up toward northern Kentucky, all in the clear at this point. It is southeastern Kentucky that still remains under the threat for these strong, severe thunderstorms, again, capable of producing tornadoes at just about any time, and the tornado watch does continue. Now, the tornado watch is going to continue until midnight. Technically, for southeast Kentucky, these storms should be long gone by that point. But as we say all that, we are continuing to track these storms, and here are, again, the warnings that we show you. And again, the polygon warnings, trying to be a little more specific with where these warnings are. 7:45, so a couple more minutes for Lee County. Let's take this one to the east. Still 7:45 on all these warnings that you see, Morgan and Breathitt. So right now, 7:45 is the out time for a lot of these. We'll have to see what gets extended eastward as we look ahead. In Magoffin County, that's going to be just the far eastern tip of Magoffin County, and that is in effect until 8 o'clock. We were showing this a little bit ago. Again, wow, they added. Look at the tornado reports out of southern Indiana going across northern Kentucky. That is, again, just an amazing number. Start doing the math, how many severe weather reports that we have just on that image. Now, it's not, again, just our viewing area. That includes southern Indiana, parts of western Kentucky. But again, right now there are 38 reports. And again, notice how it's linear. You go from southern Indiana, it's almost in a straight line across there, northern Kentucky, again, with the individual tornado reports. The same thing with that cell we were tracking coming across. In fact, you can follow the path from Danville to Madison County to the tornadoes again in Morgan County, just like we saw on Wednesday, where the storms begin, and you can follow essentially a linear path of damage from individual supercells as they work their way eastward. So again, nature unfortunately has a habit of repeating, and that is the case today, except today is worse than what we saw, it looks like, what we saw on Wednesday. Here's some X-Track Live, and again, we are tracking storms moving almost due east at this point. The storms that you see from Paintsville back to Salyersville, extremely heavy rain there, Campton back to Beattyville, and at the edge of that, the leading edge of that is where the tornadic threat will remain, and so that's the northern part of Breathitt County, the eastern part of Lee County, eastern part of Owsley County, heading into the southern part of Breathitt County there from that cell, and you've got the other big cells. That one coming out of northern McQuarrie. We've been talking about that one off and on here, and I still don't think that one has a warning issued for it. That almost looks like one of the stronger storms at this point. So you folks there, and it's coming out of northern McQuarrie. It's headed toward the northern part of Whitley. That path is also on a path toward Corbin. So you folks in Corbin, be prepared. You've got heavy rain ongoing right now, but that storm may pick up in intensity for you over the next few minutes as that storm comes your way at about 55 or 60 miles an hour. The storm that we see to the south coming out of Tennessee, that has a warning issued for it. That's on a path that will take it into southern Whitley, headed eventually into maybe southern Knox or western parts of Bell County. That one, again, pressing eastward at about 55 or 60 miles an hour. We have damage reports coming down out of Pittsburgh, which is in Laurel County. That's just north of London from a storm that went through earlier. We've got some trees and power lines down for folks there. So again, traffic has been hampered not only along, that would be along probably US 25, but also along I-75 in parts of southern Kentucky with these storms that have gone through. As Tom has zoomed in there, you see Salyersville again. You've got another wave coming through, and that is on top.